In 1970, English blues-psych band Elias Hulk released their singular album Unchained on Youngblood, and from it the track Anthology of Dreams. Okay, very distinctive opening with that staccato guitar figure over that really fuzzy, kind of gruff bass line. Okay, apologies for the really rough sound, kind of rupturous. Every copy I've managed to get across is like this. You could say it adds to the charm. Okay, now suddenly it gets a little bit clearer as the cadence starts to tighten a little bit and we enter the song proper. That's quite an intro, though. See me hanging around, floating by without a sound. Very remote vocals, kind of hard to hear, sort of almost like mic'd at a distance, or it's more like the instruments are mic'd and mixed a bit higher. So far, this track, overall I would compare them to Killing Floor and Love Sculpture in that vein, but some things about the way this is produced and the remoteness of it reminds me, well, the sound anyway. Actually, I'm going to hold that thought. I'm thinking of a certain Kiwi band. Don't even know your name, and I know I'm the one to blame. I love those explosive, kind of like those riffs that follow that. Yeah, kind of a Neanderthal-like primitivism. Perhaps somewhat influenced by the Trogs. Kind of a monochordal jam with some faintly heard wordless vocals. That cadence is unique. I'm trying to think of a word to describe that type of rhythmic pattern. How many different ideas are actually in this track, because whenever I think of it, I always think of that staccato pattern at the beginning. It'd be interesting to actually do like what pattern did that follow? A, B, C. Yeah, it just kind of seemed to be sort of random. That was Anthology of Dreams by Elias Hulk. I doubt the lyrics are printed anywhere. but there wasn't a lot of singing anyway. An interesting photo of the band on Discogs with the band on the slightly elevated stage and the vocalist just kind of sitting down on it in front, just kind of sullen into his mic, dressed kind of interesting for the time, sort of like a character. From what little I can make out, looks like he's dressed sort of like a character from a Dickens novel or something. And yeah, I like the logo they have emblazoned on their well, on the drummer's kick drum. Yeah. Anyway, the album cover to this, it has like a Hulk-like creature, although much more savage than the Hulk and longer haired too. And there's like some bloody looking, well, the album cover has sort of like blood dripped letters. I couldn't quite tell if the, actually it's dripping down like candle wax, and he's got like, I can't tell if the woman in his arms is dead or if she's just, huh. I used to think she was because the Hulk character, the Marvel character, was not like a savage, you know, killer of any kind. Let's hear another track from the album Unchained, Yesterday's Trip. Okay, that opening riff has me thinking of something else, but in all fairness, this comes like 6 years earlier. I'm thinking da na 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 no 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 no. God drives an endless highway in a pink sedan. That picking up survivors. If you're a Bebop Deluxe fan, you know what I'm talking about. Well, listen, all the people, I'll tell you what I say. I'll tell you about a trip I took. I think it was yesterday. Okay, the vocals are much more prominent in this track. It's about time I introduced some of the guys in the band. Lead vocals Peter Thorpe, lead guitar Neil Tatum, and these guys. Vocalist Peter Thorpe was in the Roulettes. Yeah, I wonder at the same. Yeah, he was on. I'll get back to that in a minute. Yeah, the Roulettes was Russ Ballard's band, pre Argent. Oh, he played rhythm guitar in that band. Russ Ballard was the singer. Huh. Huh, that, very, very interesting. And Neil Tatum didn't do anything outside of Elias Hulk. Floating along with the sea of the day, rounded out for the low. Spectral hearts through the night, turn into a bow. This all happened in my blue. I like these like staccato breaks that this band does, like that how they'll go from like really rupturous to these like really like tight notes and like how it's playing against this like equally like tight bass figure. Yeah. No, despite the muddiness of the sound, you got to appreciate that you can follow each of the instruments, like the bass line, the guitar, the drums. There's enough separation that you can tell them apart. And this band's ability, I guess, despite the murk and the kind of sludginess, to go from these like chordal booming moments to these more staccato fugue like passages where of like guitar bass counterpoint to this more jam like sections with like wailing, sustained guitar notes and stuff. What I'm really saying is that this band is a lot more creative than you might initially give them credit for in passing as like a bluesy hard rock band circa 1970. When for every band like the Groundhogs or Killing Floor that was actually creative with their songwriting and playing and arrangements and such, oh, you would have bands that were kind of more generic and leaned on like 1-4-5 progressions, 12 bar, plotting and stuff like that. Well, I like that drum pattern with and that like the way he's clamping that hi-hat. Now that guitar, lead guitar has a certain kind of remoteness, like it's somewhat afar from the microphone. Or the other thing I was going to compare it to the Kiwi band was the band Ticket. Yeah. Not the structure of the material, although it's a little bit closer to that than I may have initially thought. But it's more just the production. It's somewhat in the sound of the vocals, the voice. Just the overall remote feel. Okay, I've used that word too much. The art of just feedback and reverb and just happy sonic, accidents. I don't know what I liked better there, just the impressive playing or the way that he went slightly out of tune and created that slightly harmonic, it just off kilter feel at the beginning of that solo. Anyway, yeah, Yeah, Elias Hulk, Yesterday's Trip, and before that, Anthology of Dreams, two standout cuts from their 1970s singular album, Unchained. And doing it for this segment, I'm liking this band a little bit better than I traditionally have. I kind of, I guess it was due to just the roughness of the production, the murkiness and all, and just only having a few standouts. I kind of had this band filed sort of in the second division, but and while I can't necessarily upgrade them to some of the bands I've praised on this channel. It's better than I thought. It definitely has more going for it than just the opening of the first track I played, and you just have to kind of like listen past the sonic limitations to appreciate its kind of rough, murky, hazy, steamy, smoky charm. Yeah. And this band, the second track too, I noticed that it didn't really follow a conventional pattern. And if I was to like map that out, I'd have to play it again, pay special attention to the different sections and where they come and what repeated, what didn't. Yeah. Anyway, a band that it would have been interesting to see how this band might have matured, tightened up, and perfected their craft had they put out a few more albums. I think that they had the creativity in them to do better things, perhaps. You know, you just with 1970, you just never know. I mean, because it was the year in which a lot of like really long-standing catalog war horses put out their first albums or their second in some cases, but and there were a bunch of other great bands that put out only one or two albums, and in some cases it was you would have this debut album that didn't quite show the brilliance or indicate the evolution that was to follow, and yeah. And some bands stagnated, other bands got a lot better, and yeah, I think this band could have improved. Yeah. Anyway, oh my God, the median prices of the original vinyl on Youngblood from 1970 are going for a median price of $327.34 according to Discogs. Last sold on the 8th of June 2019, and have gone for as high as $1,480. Oh, but cry not. It's gone for as low as $21.63, and it's been reissued 17 times. Well, there's been 18 different issues of the album. Huh. Yeah, it's become somewhat of a cult favorite among fans of this era. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. For more rubies and for a few more sapphires anyway from the Unchained album, see the directory of albums by English artists linked in the description below. Like and subscribe, follow me on social media, share the video, and leave a comment if there are any observations you have about the two tracks we just heard by Elias Hulk. The interplay, the rupturousness, the sonic boom and crackle of it all. And until next time, this is Zaragon, the world's most ear-traveled trimaximalist, signing off.